Now I see why musical fans were worried about them adapting the second half of Wicked. I don't seem to remember the wizard fighting off any dinosaurs in the original Broadway production. Jesse Shade here for Awfully Good Movies on behalf of the JoBlo YouTube network. And much like the evil billionaires who keep funding the biological resurrection of dinosaurs in these Jurassic movies, the executives at Universal Pictures can't stop meddling with what they don't understand for the pursuit of profit. Still, I do hope that Gareth Edwards' latest crack at this franchise, starring Scarlett Johansson, will at least be marginally better than where we last left this franchise back in 2022, when Colin Trevorrow had returned to the director's chair after becoming one of the many filmmakers who had gotten blue-balled by Star Wars, along with the reunited core cast from the original Jurassic Park, and a big bag of nostalgia-baiting references that weren't already made in the first two movies to create an exhaustingly predictable finale to a franchise originated by Steven Spielberg that should have ended with the third movie. Thank goodness we'll never get to see one of those again. So let us hand things over to our horror expert Tyler Nichols for this gold-blooming episode of Awfully Good Movies.
As we ready ourselves for the release of Jurassic World Rebirth, I can't help but think, wow, a reboot already? And sure, technically it's a continuation, but it still feels a little early, doesn't it? I mean, the last one came out just 3 years ago, but I guess that's what happened when the film you release is Jurassic World Dominion, the biggest piece of shit that the Jurassic franchise has ever seen. Yes, even worse than that. Because after setting up an epic finale to their trilogy, where dinosaurs roam our modern world, they decided that just wasn't enough. Audiences just wouldn't be intrigued to the extent that studio execs crave. I know what will bring them in droves: gigantic locusts. And they're attacking the crops and causing global starvation, because that's what I want in my raging dinosaur movie: giant bugs. And they're not even the cool ones. I'm not gonna be afraid of a giant grasshopper. So let's tear into this dino turd and see how awfully good is Jurassic World Dominion.
You're Dr. Ellie Sattler and Helen Grant. You were at Jurassic Park. What are you doing here?
As an awfully good drinking game, take a drink every time they try to call back to the older Jurassic films. They definitely make the most of their member berries here. Jurassic World Dominion starts off and we're immediately getting a look at something we've never gotten in the Jurassic series before: a flashback to pre-extinction Earth. We get to see all these dinos flourishing and even a little battle. And it's cool on the surface, but it also has me ask the question immediately of, what the hell is the point of this? This is already a near 2.5-hour dinosaur movie, and you're giving me a random scene at the beginning? And sure, it shows a mosquito landing on the dino and getting some blood, fine, there's our connection. But this could have easily been cut and we'd been none the wiser. Then Dominion actually makes it seem like we're going to get a somewhat decent movie. We got a T-Rex causing mayhem at a drive-in movie theater, feeling straight out of the ending of The Lost World. Then the mosasaur even takes out a fishing boat. This is a pretty intriguing look at how dinosaurs may interact with society. We get this news report about dinosaurs being in our world, and I get it, they're trying to make it not a big deal, but can we stop and pay attention to this for a moment? This girl is being chased by compies. You know, the little dinos that killed the little girl at the beginning of The Lost World. She is in danger, yet not only is no one helping her, someone who I assume to be their parent is filming it all. What in the dino depravity is this shit? I won't lie, the world that they're setting up, while ridiculous, is actually pretty cool. The idea of a pterosaur making its nest on top of a skyscraper is pretty sweet. Or the mosasaur messing with fishing ships. There are plenty of places to take this that are plenty intriguing.
As the dinosaurs spread across borders, a global black market has risen.
Ah yes, because we need human bad guys for just about everything. Why can't I just get dinosaurs rampaging? They go fully over the top, giving us a view of the dinosaur market, and it's every bit as stupid as you'd think. It's just so half-baked and silly. You're telling me a bunch of degenerate gamblers are going to stick around when there are dinos rampaging around them? Ludicrous. One of the big deals about Dominion is that it would see the Jurassic World cast join up with the original Jurassic Park cast. That means we've got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard interacting with Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum. And I actually like all of the characters that they portray in other Jurassic films. But here they feel a bit pointless. All of their arcs have already come and gone. Bryce Dallas Howard's Claire is an eco-warrior, breaking captured dinosaurs out from the evil people holding them. Chris Pratt's Owen Grady is in the Sierra Nevada mountains, being a herder? He's pretty much taking after Blue and Beta, Blue's offspring. Maisie Lockwood, the little human clone from the last film, is staying with Owen and Claire in the mountains because who needs school, right?
You can't keep me here, you're not my mother.
Oh joy, she's in her rebellious teen stage. Oh, and these two are finally a couple, because who the hell needs more of that will they, won't they? Sam Neill's Alan Grant is set up at an expedition and severely disappointed in the youth. I mean, look, these kids are just messing on their phones while they're at a dig site. No respect. Laura Dern's Ellie Sattler is trying to figure out what's devastating the crops and uncovers this whole plot where Biosyn is trying to become the only supplier of food for the world by taking out non-Biosyn crops with their genetically enhanced locusts. Very convoluted. Jeff Goldblum's Ian Malcolm is working with Biosyn in their Italian facility where they're trying to develop new pharmaceuticals. He's an inside man trying to take them down in that typical eco-warriors way that Ian loves. And what they're doing makes sense for their characters, so I don't outright dislike any of it. But whenever these characters interact, I'm instantly reminded I'm watching a movie, because it seems like nobody wants to be here.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
And this is how all the interactions are. Super awkward and lacking in believability.
Grady, I know who you are. You trained raptors.
Yeah, I tried.
And I know these actors are all good at what they do, so I'm putting the blame on this man, Colin Trevorrow. Sure, they were dealing with a global pandemic, but that doesn't excuse this convoluted mishmash of ideas. And why are we getting so many new characters? Between the old Park cast, the new World cast, and a mix of entirely new ones, it's hard to keep track, let alone give everyone enough time to actually live and breathe within this world. They're simply plot points. There are two storylines running concurrently in Dominion, following the Park characters and the World characters. The Park characters are concerned with these large locusts and want to go to the Biosyn Sanctuary to find answers. The World characters, on the other hand, are trying to get back kidnapped Maisie and Beta. Those storylines crash together when it's revealed that Maisie's DNA is the key to creating a pathogen to stop the locusts. And remember Louis Dodgson from Jurassic Park?
Dodgson! Dodgson! We've got Dodgson here!
Yeah, that guy. Well, he's back and he's our big bad guy. Because for some reason, despite making Henry Wu our lead bad dude in the other World films, they decided to go back on that and give him a redemption arc.
All of this exists because of me.
Okay? Jurassic World Dominion is so focused on action set pieces that it seems to forget that the greatest asset of a Jurassic Park film is that sense of wondrous awe. There's a brief moment where a construction crew is absolutely stunned by what I think is a Brachiosaurus, and it's nice to see some humans in awe of the massive creatures versus just looking for an angle on how to make money off of them. This is such a nihilistic movie. Every Jurassic film tries to introduce some big bad dinosaur to one-up what we've already seen before. First it was the T-Rex, then two T-Rexes, and then a Spinosaurus. Then we get further into the genetically modified with the Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor. Now we've got the Therizinosaurus, which has long arms and feathers. It's a pretty lame dinosaur for the ending of these 6 films, but hey, it could be worse. It could be a giant hairless monkey. Dominion is really obsessed with adding feathers to the dinos. I get it, we found out more info on what dinosaurs actually looked like, but come on. The OG designs are just better. At least we get a nice team up with the original T-Rex and Therizinosaurus fighting a Giganotosaurus, even if it does feel like a retread of Jurassic World.
Giganotosaurus, biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
And even basic raptors aren't enough for this movie. They have to give them this stupid alteration of being laser guided.
Laser marks the target, they attach to the scent, don't stop till it's dead.
And what is it with setting up terrible characters only for them to not have karma bite them on the ass? The series is known for giving us big send-offs for these bastards, yet, outside of Dodgson, it's a whole lot of nothing. Take Miss Casey, hi Severance fans, who just lackadaisically uses this laser pointer to try and kill people with the raptors. She's just gone from the film after being arrested. And hell, while she's being arrested, she laser points Owen. That bitch. If there's one thing they do right with Dominion, it's setting right the Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler ship. Splitting them up and giving Ellie a whole family in Jurassic Park 3 was such a colossal fuck up that I'm glad they finally decided to fix this mistake. As much as I hate this film, I can't ignore it for the fact that it actually gave us this. I also really like the scene of Claire trying to escape the Therizinosaurus. That's a tough one to say. That type of horror has always been present in the series, so it's nice to get it highlighted again. As someone who had the original raptor scene haunt my dreams, these moments of tension always speak to me. But they get so much wrong in this movie and ruin nearly every character that was established prior. Not to mention the fact that we're essentially in the exact same narrative place at the start and end of the film, with dinosaurs integrating with the modern world. So this entire movie could be wiped out and it wouldn't make a lick of difference. Which is why I'm giving Jurassic World Dominion an awfully good rating of an F. Because you can't create a bigger pile of dino shit. There are just too many ideas, making the entire narrative so convoluted that it's hard not to watch without having your eyes roll into the back of your head. Hopefully Rebirth will be a return to form. But the trailers haven't given me much faith. At least we've got Scarlett Johansson to keep us entertained. And hopefully a fun dinosaur moment or two.
It's awfully good. It's awfully good.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.